Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
I love hearing that in the morning. Love to hear Francis. I love this happy song. You can't feel down listening to this in any way, shape, or form. At least I can't. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy it for a few seconds longer. So, a lot of things going on. Oh my. It's like here, there, and everywhere. We had a lot of going on in the studio yesterday. I think I'm allowed to talk to it now. It's no longer a secret. But we had a beautiful little ceremony for Francis Wood. Dedicating the studio here at WFLO to him and appreciating his long dedicated service to Farmville and to WFLO. It was kind of a touching ceremony. I don't think I was the only person there with non-dry eyes. Just thinking about it, actually, right now, it's got me a little teary up. Anyway, the plaque that we have on the wall with a beautiful picture of Francis, I don't know if I'm going to get through this or not. Anyway, this is what's on the plaque. I thought I would just read it for you. The Francis E. Wood Broadcast Studio. It says Francis Eugene Wood began working at WFLO AM/FM radio in Farmville in 1971 and rose through the ranks of Colonial Broadcasting Company to general manager in 2001 and then president in 2015. Francis served as president of the Virginia Association of Broadcasters from 2010 to 2012. In 2015, he received the association's C.T. Lucy Distinguished Service Award, which honors leaders in the state's broadcast industry. Francis was also inducted into the Virginia Communications Hall of Fame in 2015. Under Francis's leadership, WFLO remained the full-service hometown radio station listeners have known and trusted for generations, with the highest audience ratings ever in the area. The station was consistently a major factor in the lives and activities of South Central Virginians. Using this model, with Francis' support and participation, the new WFLO was launched in December of 2022, and in recognition of his commitment to radio and this community, this broadcast studio is named in his honor. Well, I made it through, but I didn't make it through with dry eyes. So it was a beautiful ceremony, like I said. John, last night, he read that for the group that came in, and I was completely amazed at the experience and the influence, I guess, of the people who were here last night. A little bit of an old man's club, but that's where the wisdom.
I think the women will take offense to that.
That's true, but there was a lot of wisdom in the house, I guess is what I was trying to say there. So, what did you think of the ceremony there?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a wonderful experience.
No, it was a very nice ceremony that Donna and John put together.
Yeah, we've got to give them credit for doing that. And I just touches the heart. I know it touches a lot of hearts out there. So I'm trying to get back to it's a weird morning. It is just a weird morning for me, at least. I don't know. You seem perfectly normal, but I don't.
So what is that saying to you? I don't know what's so weird about this morning.
Yeah,
Give me your experience.
Well, I don't know. I just, it's like I know I'm supposed to do something, but my brain just won't let me kind of go do it.
Gotcha.
Like it came up. I knew I was supposed to do the weather, but I'm sitting here looking. I'm looking at the buttons. I wonder which one of those I should push. No, it's not
push
that
the
bad.
Button.
Not that bad. One thing I was going to tell you about. I was looking at the Surfer Net, where the podcast, the broadcasts, and everything. So we actually have people listening to us around the world. There are. They have.
It happens.
Lisbon, Germany. There's a couple in England.
I like that man.
A few people up in Alaska. So I thought that was kind of cool. I think somebody in Turkey actually was.
What did I say about Alaska the other day? That supposedly they might be the most patriotic state.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Who knew? They don't have a lot of other things to do. I guess. I don't know.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
There was something else I was going to talk to you about and tell you about, but I'm sure it'll come up eventually.
I would. Hey, you got a stingray there on your shirt.
Well, dude, and check it out on the back. It's got a turtle inside the stingray. How could you go wrong with a turtle inside?
Did he
of
swallow
a
the
stingray?
turtle? Is that what happened?
He did. Yeah. Actually, I think I got this on Maui. There's a art fair kind of going on under the banyan tree in Lahaina.
Ah, the banyan tree.
There was these two kids doing glass art, and they were fantastic. They were, and I bought this turtle that had a jellyfish inside the turtle, all done, by glass. It was beautiful.
Cool.
I broke it. But anyway.
Whoopsie.
I wish it lasted for several years. It was funny though, because the guy there is like, "Yeah, these things are indestructible," and he took out a hammer.
I'll prove you wrong on that.
He hit it with a hammer. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. That'll last."
Well, that's all. It's indestructible if you hit it with a hammer, not if you drop it.
No, exactly. There's a meme. There's a great meme out there. This kid is like, yeah, he got a case that said, "Oh, it's impervious to, damage," and so he takes out a hammer and hits it, and his phone's all shattered, and he's like, "Oh," that look of recognition of like, that was the dumbest thing I ever did. So,
Oops, my bad.
It's hazy out there. Could you smell the smoke this morning? Or
Not really. I didn't pay that much attention.
It's just kind of lightly in the air, but that sun was.
Is that still coming out from Canada? The fires and stuff.
Sure is.
Oh wow! I figured that. Why does it come in waves like that? We had it earlier. Sometime last week or whatever it was, and then it sort of went away, and now it's back again.
It's just happened. Same thing in California. What happens is then the ash goes up and starts another fire 100 miles down the road. And
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly. And once those things start to go, we know they keep on going. They keep on giving. Okay.
It's because Canada dry.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just say that. You did not just say that. Oh, my God. I'm kind of sad I didn't think of it, because that's really kind of funny. Oh, that's what else I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
I was looking at the old podcast and looking at some statistics about that. The number one podcast has been downloaded was Me and You. By far, we're like 10, 15, 20, I don't remember how many more than the next one down.
That's a nice little happy accident.
Yeah, I was surprised, It was like, hey.
Do you remember what show in particular it was?
Yeah, March 27th.
Wonder what we did back in March that was so funny.
I know, I was going to go back and listen to it and say, hey.
Yeah, we need to go back and listen to that.
Get the formula and say, all right, we're just going to do this
that
every day.
And drive it into the ground.
As normal, I have in front of me, I'm starting to feel like Ed McMahon,
Okay, Ed, what's next? All right, Ed.
Okay, it is International Day and National. This is International Day of the Tropics. So I can appreciate the tropics, seen the tropics. And what's your experience with the tropics?
Tropicana. Hawaiian tropic. What else?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to be there, but no, I've never experienced it.
Love the. I want to live in tropical weather. That's where I'm headed. I'm trying to get myself that way.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah. Getting me there would be the issue, but once I got there, I'd be perfectly fine.
I've been to Hawaii enough times to think or know that living there could be boring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a small,
It's boring to have such great weather and great
but
view.
all you have, I know, exactly. I guess it's all
Honolulu girls and all.
You have a day in.
I would think it would be like living with Ricardo Montalban on Fantasy Island.
Of course it is. Pain. Shut up, Tattoo. It's a helicopter.
Tattoo, shut up.
Yeah.
Rich Corinthian leather.
But there's a lot of tropical places I'd still like to go see, and before I determine which place I'm going to live. There's still a lot of the Caribbean I haven't seen, of course, and there's other places in the Pacific Ocean, but that includes all that other stuff too, like the Philippines, Singapore. Have you ever seen pictures of Singapore?
I'm sure I have at some point.
There's one famous iconic building, I think, in Singapore. It looks like it has this humongous bean on top of it. I
think I have.
It's really
seen
cool looking, but it's like one of those things I want to see. Anyway, we're all gonna appreciate the Day of the Tropics. You should go there if you haven't. It's National Handshake Day. I wonder why they do this. I mean, what are you supposed to do on National Handshake Day? I mean,
that would be
shake anybody's hand or on the last Thursday. It's always the last Thursday.
Well, they claim that that's the worst way to pass germs to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're like me. I'm like, yeah. It says
that's why the fist bump was invented.
That's true. That got really popular during COVID.
I notice kids do that to me a lot.
Do they?
Well, I mean, if they're going to do some sort of gesture, that's the one I get, is that fist bump.
It's probably, that, and I think politicians kind of ruin the whole thing, too.
Are they doing that now?
Well, no, they grab a hold of each other's hands and, do a little yanking around and stuff. Like, come on.
Senator, good to see you.
Of all the various forms of greeting, the handshake is perhaps the most ancient. Interesting. The origin of the handshake is hard to pinpoint, but as it is a nonverbal mode of communication, it may have existed before written records. Isn't it nice how they can just go like, it may have been? Again, how do they know?
Fancy way of saying we don't know.
Exactly. I love it because I think one of Alicia's favorites responses to the things I tell her about science and stuff, she's always like, how do they know? And I'm like, I don't know. I know. I read it somewhere.
Supposed to take you.
Do you like almond butter crunch candy? Kind of like I think it's like a toffee.
You mean like Crunch and Munch?
No, that's got... Yeah, exactly like that without the popcorn. What do I think? Rocher, the little bars with almonds on it.
Yeah,
it's like a toffee.
Like Payday?
It's a toffee, yeah.
I got you.
So it's National Almond Butter Crunch Day.
Cool.
So I could use some of that. Anybody want to bring it by, they can. Or if they just want to tell us where the best Butter Crunch candy is, they could call us at 434-39409.
Here's the thing about Crunch and Munch.
24.
Do you like the butter toffee, or do you like the caramel?
Butter.
So do
butter.
I.
Oh, cool. We got sorry. The mail came. I got my chips to fix the relay, hopefully.
Cool.
So it's always good to have more work to do, of course. It is National Waffle Iron Day.
Aha.
It's not about the waffle. It's about the iron.
Oh, darn.
You got to get them really smooth and flat.
I don't iron my clothes.
How about your waffles?
I iron those. I get those pre-ironed.
Le goma ego.
Exactamundo.
Those are actually good.
Yeah, they're not bad.
It's weird. I always forget about them.
You put tons of syrup on it and some butter. It tastes just right.
Every little square's got to be full of butter and then full of syrup there.
Yep.
How about chocolate chips? They a part of your waffle or pancake?
I've had that experience, yes. Now, the waffle or the pancake?
Either or both.
Okay.
I do both for sure.
Cool.
Waffles are a little weird because they get crunchy, that crunchy. But I like that. I love a crunchy chocolate chip in the morning, Or how often do you do breakfast for dinner?
It's not often, but I have done it.
You have?
Yeah. Well, it started when I was a kid. Mom would have those nights where it was breakfast for dinner night. So it just sort of stemmed from that.
It's always fun, It comes out of nowhere. It's not like I think about it any other day. Just inspiration. All right. National Bomb Pop Day.
Okay.
Do you know what a bomb pop is?
I have no clue.
Those popsicles that are red, white, and blue that kind of look like a firework going up or something like that. So today is the day to eat your bomb pop.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 3 times. Bomb pop, bomb pop, bomb pop.
Sounds like that Hanson song.
Mm-hmm. It's National Camera Day also. Do you have any good cameras, or have you ever been a photographer?
Back when we had those Polaroids. I was known to take pictures back then.
I have dabbled in it myself.
But I've never done like the real fancy camera professional stuff.
Yeah. It was one thing, or not one thing, one of the many things I absolutely loved about my dad and that he taught me. He was never afraid of trying something new. And he got into cameras, so we had, and I learned this from him. When you get into something, you just go full bore. You don't stop for anything until you're tired of it. But yeah, we had a dark room with the enlarger and all that stuff. So it was fun. You know, I learned a lot of stuff early on, and I actually remember winning a ribbon at the fair for a picture I took of the London Bridge in Lake Havasu. They moved the London Bridge in London, not the one now, over to Lake Havasu, brick by brick by brick.
The Lake Havasu Bridge, not the London Bridge.
Well, no, it was the London Bridge in Lake Havasu. My brothers and my cousin, they're phenomenal photographers. My brother lives up. He's got a little house, summer house, up at a lake somewhere up there. You know, by the lakes where they all are. And he just takes pictures of the birds and all the wildlife. It's amazing. They're really
and the birds. Nice. You know, they love to pose for those photos.
They do. You know, and some of the rabbits. You know, some of the rabbits put their little hand behind their head. You know, like. You know, and you can tell it's a girl rabbit because that's, you know, the pose.
Makes sense.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to get myself in trouble this morning, I'm afraid. If I haven't already, it's in the process.
Rabbit lovers.
You know,
why would you want with a rabbit?
Eat the rabbit.
Eat the rabbit.
We're hunting. Shh, very quiet. We're hunting bunny rabbit.
What's up, Dan?
All right, people could call us. And,
otherwise, we're doing Looney Tunes all day.
That's what people like, right?
All right, farm it.
Don't call. I want to hear what he's going to say.
Don't call.
Leave that radio alone, darn it.
I understand we have a delay even on Alexa that could be like a couple of minutes almost.
Oh, yeah. I've experienced that.
You have, okay. Dan, who was at the event we had yesterday, he mentioned that to me. So if you're worried about calling late and we've jumped onto another subject, don't worry. We'll jump back to the other subject we were talking about.
Yeah, if we can remember. I mean, John will remember.
Maybe.
He'll remind me.
Depends.
434-394-0924. That's what we got for a phone number, and we're happy to take your calls. All right. I'm going to move on from National Calendar Day to the Farmville Herald.
Right.
We got a couple new stories going on. Top story in Farmville Herald is Will Commission decision help sell service in Buckingham County. I read it a bit. I didn't go into great detail, but basically it sounds like they're trying to get more cell towers so that more people get service, and it seems to make sense. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of towers around here. I noticed. I mean, our tower got infiltrated.
But yeah, we still have a lot of dropout spots.
Yeah. What do you have? What's your carrier?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot. John does not really do telephone.
Not really.
He uses it, but he doesn't do it. You know,
no, I'm not a big phone guy.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, John,
hey.
What's your password? I don't know. I'm like, how do you get into your phone? I don't know. It's just turn it on. Come on. What's wrong with you? We never did.
If it was up to me, I'd still be climbing a pole, answering the phone like, what's his on Green Acres? Mr. Douglas.
That was great. I love the opening picture of that, too.
Or like in Mayberry where you talk to the operator, Sarah, get me the diner.
Yeah, I was young enough when Green Acres came out that it confused me. I mean, it wasn't really straightforward, you know. There was a lot of hidden meaning in the Green Acres dialogue. So. But I remember it clearly. I was always, I don't know, I always felt sorry for her. Who was the actress in that?
Zsa Zsa?
Yeah.
Was it Zsa Zsa or was it the other one?
I don't remember.
Sisters.
I just remember that I just felt kind of sorry for her.
Felt sorry for her.
I don't know
I
why.
felt sorry for Eddie Albert because he was always I could feel his pain as I got older. I was like, that's exactly what I am. Nobody understands the word I'm saying.
Oh my goodness, God, I haven't thought about that in decades, literally.
Oh, it's on my mind constantly.
Yeah, I know. I can see it in your eyes when you look at me.
No, I'm at the Green Acres.
I know. All right, here we are. Does Farmville need affordable housing? Rezoning question raised. So I think it was Doug Stanley that was in here. He was talking about it the time before last. He brought it up that they were putting this in front of the committee or whatever. You know, they were talking about it, I guess is the best way to put it. And I kind of asked him the same questions. Like, you know, he kind of put it like, we have a homeless problem here, like everywhere in the United States, because I think it's less here, but I was actually surprised to see how much it is here. You know, and so I kind of asked him about that. Now, this article doesn't talk about it being, you know, something for homeless, but affordable housing is usually done so that people can afford housing, and that's why we have homeless people. Anyway, so they're still talking about that. It's a pretty big project, like 140 units to go, and so I don't know. I find it could be interesting. I think if they did have this, it could open up people from other areas to come in because they can afford to move here. And I don't know. What do you think about that? I mean, 140 unit, maybe apartment complex or something like that. I'm just not sure if that would get filled up. Would it be available for college students? Would they even want to be in there? If you call it homeless,
I wish I could give you a straight answer on that. I really don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
maybe somebody out there has an opinion about it.
You brought up good points. I mean, would people want to go there? Can they? Well, you know, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of variables there. Variables.
It'll be interesting to see how this kind of pans out. And I'm kind of curious about who actually came up with the idea to solve a specific problem,
right.
You know, or is there something else going on around here? I noticed last night after being here,
Variables?
There's a lot of people with a lot of influence in this town, you know, so I'd be curious about how they're all
I'm sure it
involved.
was something that has been raised as far as, you know, what are you going to do about, you know, we need to do something about that sort of thing. So
it's kind of nice we're at the front end of this, you know, watching it happen. For me, it is, you know, you all people have been watching it for a long time. It's new to me.
Yeah.
All right. Enough out of me. We did talk about the hot dog contest. This is about 4th of July celebrations, some strange celebrations.
Right.
And we did talk about did we talk about the marshmallow fight?
It sounds familiar.
Doesn't? Okay. It's in San Diego. They have a huge
because I do
marshmallow.
remember, I remember you telling me about San Diego and marshmallows.
Lobster races. Did we go through that one?
I think so. I can't remember.
I kind of want to see that one. People will race anything, right? I mean,
I'm a fiddler crab.
Do they go into training? I mean, how long does it take to train a lobster to race? You know,
We train them and then we eat them.
Yeah, come here, little lobster. I want to eat you.
Why am I doing an accent for that?
I have no idea why. Yeah, me too. It's for some reason we both went French on the thing. You know, I was like,
come here, lobster. I need to eat you.
Tug of War, Bolinas, and Stinson Beach in California. I lived right down there. You had to go over Mount Tamalpais. One of those words that took me a long time to know how it was spoken. Kind of like
sounds Greek to me.
Appomattox, you know. That was confusing to me. I mean, it didn't.
Which is, I guess, odd coming from this area. I just assumed that was taught.
I know. Yeah,
because that's where the Civil War ended.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess in other schools around the country here, they just said, and then the Civil War ended. But where?
Really?
It doesn't matter. It's in
Farmville. It was Farmville. Somewhere in Farmville. I know.
Somewhere in Virginia. We don't know.
Farmville. You know, there's a game called Farmville.
Yeah. I didn't know it's still around, but...
It frustrates me because you start to put it into a Google search and it's like Farmville and it has a capital V on the Ville and it just automatically puts it in there because there's more searches for that than there are for our little, quaint, lovely little town.
And I hate to bust up this party, but it's past the bottom of the hour. I'm the party pooper.
All righty then.
Larry's like, all right. He's gritting his teeth, folks. If looks could kill.
Guess what? The weather is brought to you by Virginia Credit Union. Contact them at vacu.org.
At Virginia Credit Union, financial success doesn't necessarily mean you drive an expensive car, live in a big mansion, or own a mega yacht. In fact, at Virginia Credit Union, financial success isn't about things at all. It's about the peace of mind you feel when you have a reliable partner who's looking out for you. And when it comes to getting everything you need to achieve your definition of financial success, we got you.
Yes, indeed. We got you for sure. I love that little tune. You know?
That's a little catchy tune there.
It is. I do kind of go to like an Eminem concert or something, you know, where they're bringing the hand down. But it's good. It sticks in my brain. Anyway, let's update the webpage. Hey, it went up 4 degrees since the last time I did this.
4 degrees?
You know, it's going to get all the way up to 86 today, and it shows a nice picture of New York all hazed out. I had never seen pictures of places on our forecast before. It's here today. It's going to get warmer and warmer throughout the week, too. It's going to get all the way up to 93 by next Monday. But tonight it's going to be it's going to get up to 86 tonight, mostly clear with a low of 64 on Friday. It's going to start out sunny, and then there's going to be a 30% chance of thunderstorms with a high of 88. Overnight, it's going to be a chance of thunderstorms and a low of 68. On Saturday, very much the same. It's going to be mostly cloudy, though, in the morning, and then a 40% chance of thunderstorms with a high of 90 degrees. On Saturday, it's only 30% chance of a thunderstorm overnight with a low of 70, and then on Sunday, very much like Saturday, it's going to be partly sunny and then a 50% chance of thunderstorms with a high of 93 degrees. On Sunday night, a 40% chance of thunderstorms with a low of 71. And Monday, it's going to get up to 93, mostly sunny. But then later on in the afternoon and evening, that pattern continues with a chance of thunderstorms. The weather was brought to you by Virginia Credit Union with local offices at 100 Midtown Avenue in downtown Farmville. Virginia Credit Union, we got you. All right. That takes care of our little business there. Now it's time for
what?
Birthday.
Okay.
Yeah. I told you I'm a little off today.
That's okay.
A little off.
All right. So here we go. Birthdays for June 29th, which is Thursday.
Right on.
Happy birthday going out to Timothy Jones Jr.
Timothy Jones.
Chester Blevins.
Yeah, Chester.
And Frankie Goen.
Frankie Goen.
And the one that, last but not least,
the one that got away.
David Fuchs.
David Fuchs. Happy birthday.
Of Drake's Branch.
Oh, okay. Drake's Branch. Where's that?
It's, you branch out that way. And
I knew this was coming. I knew it. I was set up. So bad. You always do this to me. Oh, Fuchs. Yeah, definitely. Happy birthday, Fuchs.
Fuchs.
And your point is, yes, if you have a birthday and you want us to announce it, you could email us at general@wflo.net or birthdays with an S at wflo.net. You could call us up at 434-394-0924, or finally you could mail it in at 217 West 3rd Street. That is Suite 2. Farmville, Virginia, 23901. Man, I just flashed back to California. I almost said Farmville, California, 934. You know, Anyway, did you get some more? Or?
No. These are the ones you printed off
for next month.
For next month, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get some kind of system in there that might work a little better, so you don't have to.
Good luck with that.
You got your glasses today. That's nice.
If I leave them in the car, they will be here when I get here. I've found a way for that to work.
I can always tell what kind of day it's going to be if I come in and you've got the magnifying glass. It looks like you're killing ants or something.
I'm like Sherlock Holmes when I have the magnifying glass. Oh, look, Watson, I found it.
Let's see.
Even though I know Holmes talks more like this and not that Cockney accent I like to do a lot.
Oh, no, you didn't just go there, did you?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, it gets out of control sometimes.
Crumpets and tie.
I can't stop. But once I get started, I can't let it go. It just keeps going.
Now, if we have any listeners out that way, they're going, listen to those Yanks.
No, this is exactly why this is why they tune in. Now I'm telling you.
Hey, brother Yank.
Yeah.
Hey.
We got some brothers out there. Let's get these blokes on the radio right now. What do you got to do? So here we got a little fact here. It says the fastest gust of wind ever recorded on Earth was 253 miles per hour.
You know the Yanks say gusty wind? What? What's that?
Why did you get drunk all of a sudden?
I'm doing Dudley Moore.
Oh.
That's about you. You ask Bro Sean, he'll tell you. That's my English voice I go to.
What's going on here?
Did you like Arthur? Did you like that movie?
Well, that was the first Dudley Moore movie I probably ever saw, but I liked him better in other movies. The first one wasn't that bad. I don't think it was as great as... It was a pretty big hit, if I recall.
It was, and I don't know.
I was pretty young, though, when that had come out, but I remember it being... See, I like the movie 10.
Really? Why?
Well...
Was it the deep plot? Was it the character development?
I find it humor. I mean, granted, we know it's nice to look at. I'll be honest there, but I actually like the humor in it.
Okay.
I guess because as I'm old, it wasn't a movie I grew up watching. It was a late discovery.
Okay.
So I was getting to the age he probably was, or close to which is what that movie is really a lot about.
So you identified with the character.
Either that, or I just appreciated it for what it was. I appreciated it for the fact that I see why he is the way he is, why he's doing what he's doing. I got it.
That's cool.
And Dudley Moore's I always thought he was funny.
I think he's brilliant, but he bothers me. I don't know. I don't know. There was a sense of unrealistic expectations in both of those.
I didn't realize he really played piano because he plays a jingle writer or whatever in that movie, and when he plays the piano in that movie, he's actually playing it.
He's a natural musician, so I definitely respect him, and I respect what he.
I just thought he was a comedian when I was a kid. I didn't know he had all these other talents.
The talents.
But yeah, I don't know. As going back to Arthur, Arthur's okay, but I didn't think it was nearly as funny as 10. I think 10's way funnier.
Huh.
But that's just me.
Yeah, I would say that. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we've covered the Dudley Moore.
We beat that horse. Now that he's
Get off your horse.
All right, so here, what I have in front of me are some world facts you need to know.
Okay.
I don't know if you really... Oh, you didn't just... A Little Rascals reference, really? Really, this early in the morning?
Well,
you didn't.
Spanky and our gang,
No, you didn't do that to me. All right. Okay. So, I don't know if we win over
Compose yourself.
I'm trying. I told you earlier on, this is not going to be a pretty day at all.
Oh, come on.
I read the Francis thing. It just got me emotional, man. It just set me off into...
That's why I waited till you were done before I walked in.
You knew seeing your face would bring me right back.
I'll snap him out of it.
Okay.
Quit crying. There's no crying in radio.
The number one fact you need to know is glaciers and ice sheets hold about 69% of the world's fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's scary. Because once it melts, it becomes salt water. Let's pretend I didn't say that. The fastest gust of wind ever recorded on Earth was...
I don't know.
I just told you. It was an English accent, but it was...
I didn't hit.
So this is the one. This is one of those ones that Alicia would say, how do they know?
How do they know?
The fastest gust of wind ever recorded on Earth was 253 miles an hour.
Somebody had a stopwatch when it was going on.
They were out there with their little wind thing. It says 253.
It's going on crazy.
Get inside fast. All right. Recent droughts in Europe were the worst in 2,100 years. Again, how do they know? That's what they should say. How do they know? Sounds like Foxworth. It's like, you might be a redneck if,
You might be a redneck if you time the wind.
Or if you use a toe chain for a dog collar.
You might be a redneck if you...
And then insert whatever.
He was funny. He was a funny guy, yeah. And then
there's Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her done.
Get her done.
Yeah, so I guess they could look at the crust and go down in and look at every single piece of
I like cherries
layer.
on my crust.
Really?
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, 2,100 years. Recent droughts in Europe were the worst in 2,100 years.
Wow.
That's scary, I guess.
Yep.
Wonder what's happening there.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, are you on the side of like, okay, we're in an interesting place, temperature-wise, and if the world gets a lot hotter, do you think we'll be a tropical area around here, or?
Well, we're already known for being muggy and humid, and
exactly.
I mean, but we've been like that ever since I can remember too.
The tropics just don't have that winter thing going on,
right?
That we have.
Yeah, we do have that little odd mix. Virginia is like you get a taste of every type of season.
It's got all 4 seasons, man. They're all this. Although, again, like I said before, you have to be careful what you wish for. Because in California, it was like raining or not.
Right.
There wasn't much difference in it all. And I grew. Did you break another chair?
I think this is the broken one.
I think John put it over there. I'm like, no, that's not John.
The one I always sit in is perfectly fine. It's the one I barely sat in that went crazy.
Really?
Yeah, the bearings started falling out left and right. We got a nice collection over there.
It was the first one was, what's this?
I stepped on it. I'm like, something in the floor here.
It pulls out the chair and all these little. There they are.
All started dropping.
I guess it must be about 13 or so.
I lost count.
Oh my God!
Wow, I think it's popping. We're popping popcorn now.
Stop it!
Jiffy Pop.
Oh God! Oh my goodness! My belly's starting to hurt here. I'm laughing so much. Okay, what do you think the best place in the world is to see rainbows?
The land of Oz.
Rainbow Connection.
The Rainbow Connection. I don't know. Where would that be?
On the set of Kermit the Frog. Hawaii, actually.
Kermit the Frog here.
If you're an avid rainbow gazer and want to get your fill of the beautiful phenomenon, look no further than the state of Hawaii. Yes, indeed. All right. There are fossilized plants in Greenland that are 1.4 kilometers of ice. I don't know how exciting that is for me personally. Others might find that very interesting. Number six on the scale. Whale songs can be used to map out the ocean floor. The radar is basically what it is. But whales are fascinating. Have you ever gone and do whale watching?
I can't say that I have.
Alicia got us tickets before we left to do one of the whale watching tours. And I was like, what are the chances you're going to see a whale, just happen to be right off the coast where you are? We had about 3-4 of them right there. I was amazed. It was like, holy moly.
I once saw a guy abstract a golf ball out of
Really?
It's a Seinfeld episode, if I recall.
No, I saw a picture yesterday of what's one of the big whales. I hate this in my brain. Anyway, it was completely out of the water. And actually, there's a lot of weird stuff happening with the whales. The killer whales are starting to attack boats and stuff like that. So,
hence the name killer whale.
Well, but it's just nuts. It's just a sign of the times, I guess. It's like, whoa, everything's
Get out of my
crazy.
water! Get going!
Do you ever watch any of those? It says new creatures have been found in deep-sea volcanoes. I am often surprised and amazed at how much we don't know about the ocean. How many things they find, especially down at the bottom where there's no light. And it's like, whoa, that is scary.
Yeah.
So, but there was a good documentary on this about how life started, blah, blah, blah. But, they think a lot of it came from these little thermo... Again, these. I could see it in my mind. I could totally see it. It just ain't happening in the words.
Let me interpret what he's saying here.
Oh, my goodness. What are those things? All right. Did you know that
the ocean?
Did you know that Mount Everest is bigger now than it was the last time it was measured? I don't know when they measured it.
That's because every time it erupts, it creates more.
You'd think more snow, erupts, yeah, but I don't think it's erupted. I think it actually.
What did you say then?
It says Mount. I think it's because.
Oh, Mount Everest. I'm sorry. I thought we were still talking about volcanoes.
No. This is Mount Everest may not have physically grown, having reached maturity a long time ago, but the most recent measurement performed by surveyors representing China and Nepal.
Have you ever climbed Mount Everest?
No, I have no desire to do that at all, man. I don't like cold. That's why I want to go.
That's the part you don't like.
Yeah, and the lack of oxygen also. I mean,
the height might have something to do with it for me. I'm not big on that.
Yeah, and the incredibly amount of people who die doing it.
And the ones that would still be there if you did climb it, that you would see.
I don't think so.
Supposedly that's a thing, I thought.
I guess you could run across a person here or there, but you'd think somebody would go retrieve that, or...
I don't know.
It would snow and it would get buried. It would decompose pretty fast up there. Or no, I guess not.
That's something that is scary, how quickly the human body does decompose.
Mm-hmm. We talked about this before, is those... I want one of those mushroom caskets.
I think I heard you mention that.
They're getting better and better at doing that, but that's... Right now, that's the way I want to go. That's the way I want to go. This is interesting. I don't see how they can say this.
Okay.
It says that dentistry is the oldest profession in the world.
That's not what I always heard.
Exactly. This is contradicting what we've been told throughout our lives. So dentistry goes all the way back to humans first had teeth. Well, not quite that long. However, one study found evidence of teeth being drilled in skulls that date up to 7,500 to 9,000 years ago. And I don't know about this. I mean, that hole could have been done in another way. I mean,
what kind of magazines did they have in the waiting room back in those days?
I don't know. It's like Rocks R Us, or I don't know.
Caveman Illustrated.
Now I just saw the Flintstones, and he's...
Wilma!
All right. Did you know that North Korea and Cuba aren't the only places you can't buy Coca-Cola? No matter where you go, it's comforting to know you can always enjoy a Coca-Cola. Well, almost anywhere. The fizzy drink is sold practically everywhere. It hasn't made it to North Korea or Cuba, according to the BBC. It doesn't the Coca-Cola company has announced that it would be suspending business in Russia. So that's that. Mm-hmm. All righty. where should we go? So, I don't know if I asked you this before. What is one band or musician you would love to party with?
Party?
Mm-hmm.
To party with?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I don't know.
I guess it would be even to meet and, you know.
Well,
it could be different if you...
There would have been a time maybe I might have said to meet now. That would have been probably Edward Van Halen.
Really?
But to party with? David Lee.
You might as well just get the band together all once, you know.
Well, there we go. That'll take care of the whole shebang.
Interesting. I never really even thought of it.
But I'm not really a partier type. So, I mean,
yeah.
I don't mind being sociable and hanging out, but the wildest person I could think of, I don't know. It's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because some of those wouldn't be with us anymore.
Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift?
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, I met Taylor Swift.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tall girl. Very tall girl.
Very tall. How old were you?
I was just a little boy.
And are you trying to say you grew up? Don't try to, you know. So what, you're about waist high
I was
on her?
just a little boy.
This had to have been, I say 10 years to be safe.
Oh, just 10 years ago?
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Probably.
Not when you were 10 years old.
No. Well, she wouldn't.
You said
have been
you were
alive.
just a wee...
I was joking. But she is tall.
Gotcha.
And so when
was she wearing heels, though?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, heels will just make somebody that's already tall a lot taller. And hence why they call them heels, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
I never noticed that
Fascinating.
before.
Fascinating how it works. But I asked her to scooch down and
Really?
take the photo.
Hey, come down here.
I basically said, can you do like you do for little kids and just sort of scoot down a little bit?
Could you give me a little kiss?
I didn't ask for that.
No. I like her. I like her songs. I like her music.
She's okay, but she's what? She's got to be in her 30s now.
Oh my God, over the hill.
And no, this is not where I'm going. Where I'm going is she's 30 something, right? But she still sings like songs like she's a teenager.
Yeah, that's her
My
formula.
boyfriend and your boyfriend, yeah,
and all this other stuff.
She's got a dark side. I mean, she's got a serious dark side.
I'm
about her.
not denying that.
The concert we went to, she had snakes all over the place. She had this huge python coming out. You know, it was like, holy moly! It was.
That was from her
concert.
time she was hanging out with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Kind of rubbed off on her.
Well, they broke up, and so
they broke up. I think he could be her great grandfather.
And so it was her revenge on him to do the snake thingy. Yeah. So what is your go-to guilty pleasure song? What does that mean? Go-to guilty pleasure. Go-to guilty pleasure. It sounds like bellyfat.com. Melting Felly.
I guess you can't say your favorite song because you might not be wouldn't feel guilt over maybe a favorite song. So it must be a song you liked, but a lot of people probably poke fun at it. Don't want, whatever. That's the way I'm taking it.
Yeah, go-to guilty song. I'm not really sure.
You seem like kind of a YMCA, kind of macho man kind of guy. I don't know.
I never liked that. I didn't like the Village People.
That's why I said it.
And I'm doing the YMCA right now. Hey,
I'm sure I do have one, but I can't think of what it would be right off the top of my head.
I am, again, baffled that they made it as much as they did. I don't know, really.
The timing was right.
That's true. The 80s, late
YMCA,
70s.
that'd be like the 70s, right?
Yeah, late 70s.
Yeah, Village People, disco.
It was the disco era, which I consider more 80s.
That Disco Duck song by
Disco
the radio guy, Rick Dees.
Uh-huh.
He couldn't have had a hit with that if that had been released 10 years later or whatever. So it's always timing.
Did you like Weird Al? God, this is not
Weird
fun.
Al Yankovic.
This is not fun. Yes, Weird Al Yankovic.
I know Chris Brochon's a huge fan. I thought he was kind of humorous when I was a kid, but once I got past that phase,
it's juvenile and childish.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but I don't know. It's just like anything else. There's certain things that stay with you as you get older, and then there's things you kind of go, okay.
I think I read that he has an extremely high IQ. So, and I was always like, dang, this guy made a mint just making fun of people, pretty much, you know. He didn't write any songs. He just wrote lyrics to other people's songs and did it that way. So, but whatever floats your boat. He's a little strange. I don't know. Maybe it was the hair. Maybe I just so jealous of that hair. I want that hair.
You want curly hair, eh?
Oh, long curly hair. Absolutely. Isn't that what everybody wants? Still haven't understood the go-to guilty pleasure. I wonder if anybody else out there in Farmville land, although now we have to talk about people all over the world because streaming, they're everywhere. They're everywhere you want to be. It's MasterCard. So maybe somebody has a go-to guilty pleasure song that they could call us up and let us know what that's all about. So if you could make... You were hungry, right?
I was.
Are you still?
I think I've gotten past the hunger.
Really?
Pain.
So you don't want the Jimmy Dean bowl in the freezer?
Is that what's in there that you don't want?
Jimmy Dean Meat Lovers bowl.
Is that why you don't want it?
It just was too much meat for me.
Hence the name Meat Lovers.
I've really cut down on the meat thing. Since I met Alicia, especially since she's a vegetarian, it's great. I just don't. And red meat's kind of out of the. Mostly out of the picture. I still love a good burger.
And some bacon.
I haven't gotten my pulled pork yet from, the two places that have it. I think it's McAdoo's and Fish and Big. So one of these days I'm going to have to go do that. But if you could make the ultimate sandwich, what would it look like? What would it be? What would it have on it for the ultimate sandwich? This is for you, Danny. So if you're getting those sandwiches from Pineview, he's going there today. So.
Is he really?
Yeah, he said he's going to bring us sandwiches. Mm-hmm.
Pineview.
Danny's like, oh, man, not again. Last time we said that, he did bring us a pizza, and it was a fantastic,
fairly good pizza.
Oh,
pretty good.
Yeah,
I say fairly. It was really good.
I'm going to get one of those on the way home tomorrow.
Yep.
Maybe tonight.
They were good. And we've got 20 seconds.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well,
time flies when you're having nothing to talk about.
I'm babbling. Hey, we love you all out there. Thank you for being with us this morning. This is WFLO. It's been Larry and John, and John's coming in to
talk about sandwiches tomorrow. 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 Sandwiches tomorrow.